Hello, 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 my name is Sam, otherwise known as Function, and it is delectable to be back with some more Supreme Commander Forged Alliance Forever action. Today, we're doing a 1v1 ladder match from a couple of months ago. I've been watching Javi, aka Femboy's YouTube videos on build orders. I will link his channel in the description if you are trying to get better at FAF, especially 1v1. His channel is much more educational than mine. But yeah, let's take a look. There should be a little animation here that will allow me to stop talking about likes and comments and subscriptions and all of that stuff that I don't like talking about because it's boring. So hopefully this will be the last time that I have to mention that stuff. I am aware it's a little bit choppy, it was just a rough draft, so I will make a smoother version for the next video, but tell me what you think. Anyway, let's meet the players in the blue corner. As my throat immediately goes froggy. We have Femboy sitting at 1336. He's currently sitting at about 1550 rating points at the time of recording, but obviously at the time of playing this game in January, he was sitting at 1336. He is playing Seraphim. In the red corner, we have Kelly sitting at 1508 playing Cybran. The map is Broken Vows, 10k map. I have never actually seen this map before, but I was looking through the replay vault, and this looks like a great game, so I thought I would share it with you guys. The Icy Tundra theme is not my favorite, but it has its appeal, I suppose. Take a look at the reclaim. We have 6.5k mass to be reclaimed, so no small amount. See both these players going for the manual reclaim. You've got big chunks of reclaim over here, super important to get. It's 375 reclaim there. You can build a lot of stuff with that. And then there's a central part up here. Not a lot of mass up here. Not even in those structures. 2 mex points, so not a huge advantage, but maybe a little bit of a strategic location. Otherwise, we've got a couple of main expansions with 3 mexes out towards the front, and then a few plateaus. I was going to say islands, but they are plateaus with mexes dotted around, and then a few more sort of semi-major expansions off to the sides. Let's take a look at the players, what they're doing. Kelly has sent out a bunch of hunters, those labs. Trying to get some engineer kills, but this one survives on just 20 hit points and it will run straight past them all. The ACU will pick that up, I imagine. A couple of hunters down here, not getting any kills as of yet. Hunter over here tries to find something, but defending forces, including a Tham from Femboy, will shoo that unit away. Early bomber from Femboy tries to get a kill, but doesn't get anything from it. That's a significant investment, so you won't be too happy about that. Hunters have walked up to this expansion over here. Looks like... oh, perhaps that bomber did get something. Is that mass wasn't there before? Oh, maybe it was. That mass is just part of the map. Okay, fine. Those aren't real wrecks. Ignore them. Do not pay any attention to the man behind the curtain. But anyway, a couple of Thams come in to clear out those hunters over on that side. Femboy, earlier with his comm moving up to the middle, pretty standard play on a lot of maps, especially with maps where you've got a major expansion towards the middle. Bring the comm up, secure that expansion, start building a bit of infrastructure around here. Got a significant amount of mass in this section, and a couple of Mantis actually preventing Femboy from bringing engineers up here. He's going to bring an engineer over. I suspect that is going to get blapped by a couple of spiky boys. It's close, actually. Not sure what the vision range on a Mantis is. Too short is the answer, by about 2 inches. Bomber out now for Kelly. I'll try and get something done. That engineer does get past, and a couple of Thams will clear out those Mantis. Bomber kills that hero engineer that survived on 20 hit points. Before that factory goes up, the ACU has continued on to greener pastures, so we'll have to bring an engineer up to finish that land factory. That is a significant pickup, I would say, for that bomber. Both players bringing engineers out to this, what is that, anti-clockwise side. Sorry, clockwise. Clockwise. I did go to preschool, I swear. Clockwise side with the Hydro. Tham. There were two Thams here. They both go down. They're severely outnumbered, but they do actually manage to pick up this NG before that Hydro gets completed. Another significant pickup there. This time on the side of Femboy. Femboy, he has queued up a factory first and then is going to start his Hydro on that side. A couple of Thams up here, but they're outnumbered. They may actually be able to get another hero kill on that engineer. We'll have to see. More Thams pushing in, but there are 5 Mantis here now. No engineers being brought over just yet. We do have a transport out, a Skyhook for Kelly. No transport as yet for Femboy that I can see. No. That's not one that he's building. I think down here in the bottom left, the third thing that is queued up. Oh, he switched the queue. Now he is going straight for a transport. There we go. So transport on the cards now for Femboy as well. A little bit slow though. Where's that transport for Kelly gone? There it is. Laden. Femboy's ACU doing a bit of a dance, moving backwards and forwards for no apparent reason. A few units try to get past on this side. That mini pre-installed wreck field, mass field, whatever. A point of contention. A couple of Thams here, if they'd been brought in, probably one or two more Thams down here could have survived, but Femboy comes out on top. Looks like he's bringing his commander over and will get control over that mass field. Drops coming out for Kelly. 1 Mex here to be built. A Mex the Hydro here is just going to use the 1 NG, and he can send another NG to build these 2 Mexes. Not sure if he scouted those, I was not paying attention, but he may well have done, and he's seen that no drops out for Femboy yet, and no transports. If he was scouting especially well, he may have seen that there were no transports on the card for him. But transport out now for Femboy. 5 engineers on that boy. He's going for a slightly different route. Looks like he's going to try and contest this plateau over here. Side corridor is looking like a significant point of contention for both players. Don't want to allow units to get in behind. Once units get in behind the base, they can be a nuisance to clear out. Even if you do clear them out, you tend to lose structures. 2 engineers will go for the reclaim order on this engineer that has been left with no orders. How sad. And Femboy the first to actually go for the central plateau. I'm going to drop just the 1 NG. It's going to lose the transport with that last NG on, but the structure's already built over here for Kelly, so not the largest loss for Femboy there. Engineer up here to claim these 2 Mexes and a significant number of Fams, about a dozen Fams there in defense. Small raiding party coming out on the left-hand side for Kelly here. A lot of mass here actually. Still 400 mass in this area. So Kelly managing to deny that mass a little bit longer, and they actually get Mantis down here to this triple expansion, and the comm has left over here. He was securing this mass field, and he's sort of sitting around doing nothing for now, but these 3 Mexes have been destroyed. Engineers will need to be brought up to reclaim those, and this is really nice to see. This is absolutely worth it. That Skyhook, it had finished all of its other important jobs, dropping up to those plateaus, and it's actually dropped an NG onto this mass, so that is a nice pickup of about 450 mass there for Kelly for the price of 1 engineer. Not bad at all, I would say, and looks like Femboy actually hasn't even spotted that. No, he doesn't have enough radar coverage. Nice raid over here, no PD yet. This engineer just about finishing that factory before going down. Mantis coming in over here. The Thams will be able to clear out the defending forces, but they will not stick around to kill the factory. I think that's a good decision. I don't think they could have killed the factory in time before these Mantis came to kill them. Let's check in with the economies. Kelly 2k ahead. Couple thousand ahead on reclaim, so that's where all of his advantage is coming in. Very nice. And dead even pretty much on generated eco. I would say there's a little bit of a lack of forward engineers out for Femboy, so these mexes up here, they're going to take longer to claim. It's actually possibly going to pick up some Thams. Yeah, so we'll keep an eye on what those Thams are going to do. Where's that Skyhook? The Skyhook is just sitting around doing nothing. And those Thams actually going to drop to this island. Yeah. Autogun, sorry. Oh, that's actually a Tracer, the anti-air. So no defenses whatsoever there for Kelly. Hydro, PD, and a radar going to go down. This is a pretty important radar, actually. A lot of coverage that afforded to him. Kelly continuing to deny this left-hand corridor. Femboy continuing to deny the right-hand. Femboy has a slight advantage, though, in that he has built these two mexes. Kelly has not built these two mexes, so slight difference there. Gun upgrade almost complete for Femboy. Do we have any upgrades? We do have T2 for Kelly. He's not building anything. I suspect he's low on mass yet. So T2 structures take a lot of mass to build, so he's not going to make that investment just yet. At transport over here that dropped these Thams, it did die to these interceptors, so these Thams are now stranded, but clearly Kelly will not be able to drop that island too easily. We've got T2 land out now for Kelly, actually. Factory, HQ here, and a support factory. Do we have any more upgrades? No, so just the one support factory, but spitting out rhinos at a decent pace. 2 rhinos out on the field already. Actually, 1 rhino already on the front lines. Fantastic. Rhinos are a very cool unit. They have a really, really cool gun animation. Avoid. Let's actually slow this down real quick. Get nice and cinematic with this. I like that. I like that. It's nice and simple, but it definitely adds something, in my opinion. And for such a small unit, it's hard to see how you could get much more of an animation than that. So I enjoy that. Significant party over here, but no Medusa in the area. There's a little drop, but still no Medusa there, so they will struggle to get past this PD. As the Rhino and Co do get repelled. Mechs destroyed again, but there are forward engineers here. A possible attempt at a raid on the right-hand side, but again, no Medusa, and a PD relatively cheap, but will be able to defend that side. We've got a few bombers out there for Kelly. He's got 3 on the front, another one in the base. Going for that middle section, not a bad idea. And then he's immediately... Is he going to drop the island as well? Nope, moving them somewhere else. Hopefully we've got overcharge on this comm. Do we not have overcharge? No, he's just going to have to tickle the... an overcharge does come out there, okay. So... overcharging those rhinos down. Nice. Nice raid down in the left-hand side. So this is really good. So Kelly moving, what is that, about a dozen tanks down south towards Femboy's base, and 2 dozen tanks have to chase them. And these tanks, they have to move backwards, and then later they'll have to move forwards again just to get to the position that they were in to start with. So nice raids to distract units here, and units move order not long enough. So there are Ilshivers in the area though. Ilshiver, I think probably the strongest T2 main battle unit available to any faction. So these guys will make light work with that raiding party, but they do get a mechs, and like I said, they do make a nice little distraction there. Hoplites on the field for Kelly, as Femboy's Calm is taking a bit of a hit. He was going forwards with that gun comp, but a nice line of Cerberuses prevents him from going any further. He does have 2 ranks of vet, so these bombers I don't think will pose too much threat at all. Just a bit of a nuisance, really. Hoplite's back here, but Hoplite's quite low on HP, just 550 HP. It's only double a T1 tank, so if you're able to get T1 units into range, those Hoplites will go pop very quickly. So my recommendation would be keep Hoplites with other units, don't use them as raiding parties on their own. Not sure how fast they are. I think they're reasonably fast. I don't think they're quite as fast as something like the Mongoose. Mongoose, another of my favorite units. Very versatile. Only 650 hit points on the Mongoose. A little bit more than the Hoplites, but still difficult to use on their own, to be honest. This Mantis still causing a bit of a nuisance. This mech has not actually been built. Let's take a quick look at the ecos again. Kelly actually really quite far ahead now. He's almost 30 mass ahead per tick and 8k mass total ahead. Done much better. He's got half a dozen T2 mexes already. Just 4, I think. Yeah, 4 T2 mexes there for Femboy. Hasn't actually built this mech, or sorry, he did build it before, but it looks like a drop went down there. These Mantis hit and killed it. And there's a mech up here. I don't even know when that got destroyed, but that really should be built. T2 engineer going to the front lines, along with a couple of, what are these called? Yashovas. Mobile flak to support the commander. 22 hit points per second going back onto that commander. Should get an overcharge there. Not what I would have done. Definitely should have gone for this one. So this Rhino was very low on hit points, so not what I would have done. Go for the high hit point unit and just one-shot it. A bunch of engineers just being suicided. Just for flavour, I think Kelly deciding that there has not been enough war crimes going on recently. So he sends a bunch of civilians right onto the front lines to get immediately killed. As a forward Cerberus, takes out a few interceptors. Kelly was going for this mass field. I think he was expecting to have a better go of this fight, but didn't actually manage to claim that territory. Missile launcher. Tactical missile launcher built there, and the first missile comes across. There is TMD here. Ooh. The TMD does manage to defend. Those Cybran turret missiles are pretty dirty. They once they get shot, they split into 3. I think the combined damage of the 3 smaller missiles is less than the damage of the original missile, but still, I believe, enough to take out a T2 mechs. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, I'm sure someone will. So, that last missile almost hitting the power storage there. Would have been quite a nice get. And a really, really nice run by here. Well, basically a full-on siege of Kelly's base. Or is that 8, 9, 10 Ilshavas here with supporting Zuis. T1 mobile arty with extremely high DPS and good range, but obviously struggle to hit moving targets, so very, very effective when you're assaulting bases. A bunch of T1 PD trying to be built there. More T1 PD. If Femboy was paying attention, he would kill these T1 engineers, I think. Instead, trying to move out, possibly going for some power. Over on the left-hand side, simultaneous raid of this corridor up here. but bombs coming out to kill the nearby NGs, I think. Really needs to get NGs up here, I think. There's probably a decent amount of mass, yeah, a decent amount of mass over on this corridor here, so definitely say Femboy should be getting engineers up here just to reclaim the mass, if nothing else, but also to build these mexes if the raid goes really well. Has been repelled by some T2 units, but still, the reclaim would have been nice. These Elshevers actually got out of range of that T1 PD. They've got a whole line of P-gens, and they've actually killed 3, count them, 3 T2 mexes. That is 18 mass per tick that Kelly is no longer receiving. He's still actually ahead. And these mexes still not built. That's a serious error, I think, from Femboy. But yeah, Femboy lagging behind still a little bit, but I think he has closed the gap. It was I think Kelly was about 30 mass per tick ahead, only 12 or so ahead, and these Elshevers being an absolute nuisance, drawing these T2 units away. Another distraction sort of tactic, and a nice T1 bomber goes unmolested and manages to kill 5 T1 P-gens. Wow. Let's take a look at the power here. Kelly not strapped for power at the minute. T2 gunship out. I missed the switch to T2 air that Femboy has made. T2 gunship going for the plateaus here, and a big raiding party building up. These Thams still stranded on the plateau. Don't think they'll ever get transported out. As the Elshevers finally go down to overwhelming numbers of rhinos. Kelly trying to spam up tracers. He actually will get that up pretty quickly. The Volthu slams away at this one lonely Cerberus turret. 1080 hit points on that gunship. Gets the kill on the Cerberus and actually floats just out of range. Oh no, it is still in range of the PD, of the anti-air. Goes after the TML but doesn't get it in time. A lot of rhinos building up over on the right hand side here, but a nice raid. That raiding party that was building up has pushed in. So this, I think, really needs a drop. Get a transport ship, get 3, 4, 6 NGs over here, reclaim that mass, build those mexes. But on the right hand side, 2 more Volthus going after more mexes. I think this one was T2, I'm not sure about this one. They were both T2, you can tell by the amount of mass in those wrecks. So a really nice pickup there for Femboy. Working with far reduced resources. He's 23k mass down, but you wouldn't know it from the state of the game. Where are all of Kelly's units? Where is all his mass going into? He's built a ton of PD in his base, which is a pretty big mass sink. These PDs are... let's take a look at the numbers. Yeah, 480. So there's almost 2,000 mass just sat here, currently doing nothing. Am I doing my maths right? Yeah, almost 2,000. You have a transport ship out, so hopefully going to do what I suggested. He's listening to me through time and space. Get some engineers eventually when they get the order. Probably engineers going to go into that transport and land over here. Lovely raid continues. The units push through here, killed these 3 mexes, and go after this one. The wreck has been destroyed by Zuri Fire, so I don't know whether it's T2. I'm pretty sure it was T2. Actually backing off. Interesting. So I think overestimating the number of defensive units that Kelly has. There are T2 point defense, T1 point defense all over the base. So possibly that's why he's backing off. The other reason, of course, is that he doesn't want to dump a bunch of mass on his enemy's doorstep. Those Elshevers represent a significant mass investment and donation if they get killed. recipe. This is why they are fantastic at what they do, and what they do is kill units. Hoplite trying to move forwards, but ahead of its tank mates, so it gets popped pretty much immediately. And 4 Bolsheviks in defense to kill those 2 rhinos there. I was just about to say no one has reclaimed this central plateau, but Femboy has dropped an engineer up there, and you can see engineers, 3 T1 engineers by the looks of it, going over to this location over here. My guess is that because he's so thoroughly secured this territory for the time being, I think he might elect to build a factory before anything else. A lot of T1 air going over this flak here. Not ideal, but the transport does go down. Yeah, so he's going to build factories first. Going to get extra engineers out. This firebase type thing that Kelly has built is still standing. Speaking of standing, a little bit of a standoff over on the right hand side here. Oh dear, that's not what you want to do. Poor Hoplite. Brick Jr. At least it styles itself after the brick. I'm not sure it achieves quite the same thing. And a nice thin line of Kelly's units for Femboy to destroy one by one. So attention elsewhere by the looks of it. This is how you want to use hoplites. Keep them at the back. As long as you've got radar coverage, which I'm guessing it does have, yeah. So you can. They are faster than T1 units, I believe. I'm not sure if they're faster than Ilshavers. My guess is that they are, but I don't think by much. So you've got to keep careful micro. But you know, you can run them in and out of range of enemy units. Fantastic at picking off T1 units. Actually going to go for the Ilshaver. It's going to take a while to work through those 2,500 hit points. A little bit of a lull. You see a ton of engineers on the field for Kelly. If you look, basically all of Femboy's engineers are in the base, but he has secured this this mass field. Let's take a look at the numbers here actually. 3.5k mass, so nothing to be sniffed at. He's going to get the vast majority of it, I would imagine, starting to build T1 point defenses in weird places, cancelling them. Not really sure what the situation is there, but hoplites and rhinos trying to encroach. The Ilshavers and Zuis move forwards to tell them what they think. Kelly obviously does know that a significant amount of investment is going into collecting all that mass, securing those mexes as well, and a nice run by over on the right hand side here. When I say nice, there are 3 T1 PDs, although we know from one of Duelist's what do you call them, science videos, that the wall sections that the Seraphim have are essentially useless, so their T1 PDs are less valuable than other factions. You can see those T1 PDs going down very quickly to direct fire, but they killed enough units that the Ilshavers were able to clear out the rest, and a lot of mass here. Hopefully going to see some engineers brought up here. We've got 1 in the vicinity, but there's 8,000 mass there, so 1 engineer will not be enough. At least not for me. This mech's still not built. This one still not built. Pretty tragic. This one looks like it was finally built by 3 engineers. Awesome. Speed things up a little bit. Got our first T3 units, bricks, brick seniors, OG bricks, brick daddies. I wish I hadn't said that. But anyway, bricks on the field for Kelly. No loyalists, going straight for those large armoured assault bots. Bricks are a fantastic unit. I think they're extremely ugly. Duelist and Willow disagree with me, but there we go. There's no pleasing some people. Wait, I don't think that applies here. Anyway, point is, bricks, while ugly, are extremely good at killing things. High rate of fire, high DPS, lovely stuff. Nice raid over on the right hand side though. Sui's, mobile flak, and the all-important Ilshavet. Flock, moving in to kill these mexes here. Femboy said GG a while ago. I'm not really sure why. He seems to be winning. I don't think he was about to snipe, so I don't think he was expecting to win. So he must have been expecting to lose, and I'm not really sure why, because he's doing really well in terms of these raiding parties. But oh dear! See, this is what the bricks do really well. Bunch of Ilshavers moved up with supporting units, and the brick must have got a bunch of kills. I didn't see how many kills, but see the brick right there. That's got a bunch of kills. All of those raiding forces for Femboy have been killed. Now, just a few T2 units left. T3 on the field. I didn't see those Othums built by Femboy. A bunch of Othums already. Will very successfully siege this little firebase. You can see he's got T2 radar on the central plateau, giving him super nice coverage. Look at that. Love that. He's got a few fighter bombers, the Nothers, out, and another, this raid that went over on the right hand side here. Continued forward, I think, presumably got another T2 mechs, and then they are bugging out. A bunch of NGs building up. Still a decent amount of mass here. Looks like he's got an order to collect some of it. But 7 of those NGs moving forwards to try and collect some of this mass. Again, a ton of mass here, 8,000 mass or so. See tanks moving forwards. What's the hit points? See tank only 4,700 with no vets, so light on hit points compared to the Bricks and Percivals of the world. Loyalists out in the field now. I would personally focus on brick production, especially since there are Othums out now. I wonder if we're going to see an experimental anytime soon. We are 31 minutes into the game. We've got a shield generator out actually. Or Femboy. I think he's still behind. He must, yeah, 61 to 82 mass per tick. He's still down. Oh no, that's the other way around. Femboy's blasted ahead by 22 mass per tick. That's very impressive. That's a big swing. Getting these mexes, getting these mexes, getting these mexes has put him in the lead in terms of generated eco. There's still 27k difference in terms of total mass, but given the amount of reclaim that I think Femboy is about to get, plus the eco that he's bringing in, I think that will even out relatively quickly. Bricks moving forwards. Over on the right hand side, just to try and clear out some of these units. These engineers will not be allowed to get this reclaim. 4 bricks, 5 loyalists in the centre there for Kelly. The Othums will actually retreat. I think there is enough Othums to kill these units. I'm a little bit surprised about that. Over on the left hand side, one of these mexes gets killed by a brick, but it actually retreats along with its hoplite friend. Another brick coming in to support though. Drop out the 2 T2 engineers, so going for this reclaim. Lovely to see engineers being dropped onto reclaim fields, really, really good. There's Othums with pretty decent range. Going after the bricks there. As you can see, bricks not able to get any kills there on the retreat. They may have killed this one on the retreat, I'm not sure, but they do all die eventually. 2 bricks over here, no T3 on the right hand side for Femboy just yet. He may elect to bring some Othums over, try and secure this mass field, I'm not sure. There's bricks moving forwards on the left hand side, no engineers. Oh, sorry, there are a bunch on the back, not doing a whole lot, but I suppose Femboy thinks that this mini base over up here has served its purpose, so he's not putting too much investment into it. A lot of mass right here, 13k mass just here, and those engineers going straight for it, just passing right over the Othumes. Very ballsy, going straight for the reclaim, start the order. T2 engineers will reclaim very quickly. They'll get a significant amount of that mass, but not if the Othumes come in and blap them. Although, there we go, there it goes. Over on the right hand side, one of the bricks has been killed. The second one's soon to follow. It gets a quick rank of vet, allows it to get another kill. So those two engineers going pop as well, and a bunch of T1 engineers in the vicinity for Femboy, so hopefully those will be brought up. Those bricks are slowly whittling away at these T1 factories. Decent amount of mass, I think, and yeah, T2 engineers, sorry, in the vicinity. 4,000 mass to be picked up there. I think we've slowed down a bit. Do we have anything big being built? The experimental variety? Not yet. He says, foreshadowingly. More engineers have been dropped, actually, it looks like. Building T1 point defense very quickly. Ooh. Well, very quickly-ish. To try and kill some of those T1 NGs. And they immediately get to work on reclaiming, very nice. That's a significant amount of mass for Kelly there. Femboy very far ahead now, 54 mass per tick ahead. Generated eco still behind by 20,000, and all of that is coming from reclaim. So Kelly maintaining his lead with reclaim alone, really nice to see. Oh, a sniper bot. Should we get some dirt? But enough that comes in to finish the job on that brick. Sniper bot's really, really useful unit. They've got a very long range. They do, if I remember correctly, I was looking at the numbers earlier, I think they do 300 DPS. They fire once every 3.8 seconds, doing 580 damage per shot. I think I've done the maths right. They fire 2 shots at once. So maybe that's why the maths is a bit off. But anyway. They do very high DPS and very, very high range there. They can fire on the move, they can fire backwards. They're a little bit slow, but with careful micro they can be extremely effective. See the wall sections affording absolutely zero protection for that point defense there. Nice big raid here, mostly Zooies. They're actually going to fall prey to a bunch of bricks, a couple of bricks. And you can see the high rate of fire allowing the bricks to kill those Zooies very quickly. And oh, surely just one more hit on that T2 mechs would kill it. But looks like these guys will finish it off. Brick. Trying to run away from the siege tank. Not going to get very far. It's a decent amount of damage though, but T3 mobile shield generator comes in. A couple of bricks over here have retaken, well, at least destroyed the structures in this installation over on the right hand side there. Oh, and a big Othum drop! T2 transport, decent number of hit points on that thing, 1,600 hit points. There are interceptors in the area, but they only get through half the hit points. Fortunately, the Othumes get dropped into a herd of bricks. Oh, they may be able to kill T2 mechs that was almost T3. Does go down. Don't quite manage to get that one, but not bad. Not bad. Let's take a look at the numbers. Voice crack. It's 4,600, so probably about 3,000 mass killed there for Femboy. Not bad. My voice is getting a little bit sore, actually. I feel like I've been shouting all day. I don't think I have. Another little bit of a lull here. Again, I'm really, really tired. I think my voice suffers when I'm tired. I think that might have something to do with it. I went to bed late last night, and then we have people in the house this morning refitting windows, so I was rudely awoken at the atrociously early hour of 9 AM. So I only had a few hours sleep. At the time I'm recording, it is currently midnight. So I need to go to bed, but we will finish this cast. Big herd of bricks and loyalists moving forwards there for Kelly. ASF's on the field now, and 2 strap bombers over on the right hand side there for Femboy. See what they can get done. They're going on a big move order. Let's see what they're going to do. I believe it takes 2 direct hits with a strap bomber to kill a single T3 max. Oh, that said, I feel like sometimes it takes 3 shots, but anyway, a bunch of bricks moving forwards. Very little in the way of defense over on this left-hand side there. Strap bombers thinking about what they want to do, and because they kind of hesitate, they don't get a bomb off on that first pass, and there's flaks, there's SAM launchers in the area. That first bomber gets absolutely nothing done. Fucked, Matt, says Femboy. It's the 1600 mass in that strap bomb wreck gets immediately picked up. I'm not sure what was there, but got completely obliterated. T3 units being brought back to defend there for Femboy. Looks like these bricks are going to get some stuff done. T1 unit factory's going down. Not the biggest problem, I think. Sniper bot's getting into range. Othum's getting into range. Decent number of bricks though still alive. T1 bombers coming in overhead. Very high DPS per mass for T1 bombers. And super fast production out of that T3 factory. So really quite a nice defensive tactic. You can produce those T1 bombers extremely quickly, and because it's on your side of the field, they're unlikely to be killed by enemy air units very quickly, especially because there's no flak supporting these bricks, which I think is probably a significant mistake there for Kelly. Those bombers will be able to get a lot of work done on those bricks. A lot of T1 bombers now. I don't think those T3 bombers did a whole lot of anything, to be honest. T3 just about completed there on the air factory for Kelly. Let's take a look at the numbers. 29 T1 bombers, 30 T1 bombers for Femboy. I think on the cast that I did with Willow last week, which he has since uploaded, and it's called the Scorcher podcast, because we talked very little about the game that was actually going on. We just kind of chatted all cast, and it was great. But I think one player had, I think it was 540, maybe 550 T1 bombers on the screen at one point, right at the end, which is brilliant. Loyalists coming in, much cheaper than the bricks, much faster. We're able to get a little bit of harass off, and it's not too much in terms of cost, but I'm not sure we got enough damage for it to be worth it. T1 bombers coming in overhead, taking issue with the ground here. There's the T3 units of Kelly. A nice little dodge there. And Ethota, 75% done for Femboy. My favourite land experimental, the Ethota. Love that shit. Those engineers working very hard on the Thota's feet at the minute. Very important, the feet. Those T1 bombers continuing to push those bricks all the way back into Kelly's base. And there are ASFs in support, so well, there are actually ASFs out now for Kelly, so you'll be able to kill those bombers eventually. And those ASFs there for Femboy flying over some SAMs and some static flak. So he is using those, but losing them, sorry. But yeah, a Thota completed for Kelly. I wonder if he knows anything about this. He doesn't have Omni or anything, so you can't see all those radar signatures. Mini raid over on the left hand side. Looks like Femboy managed to rebuild some of the mexes, but they go down in quick order to those bricks. T1 mexes only take 6 seconds to pay back their investment, by the way, so I like to have lots of engineers near-ish the front lines, so you can immediately build T1 mexes and get a bit of a bump in your economy. Even if they only survive for 7 seconds, they've done something worthwhile, sort of. Maybe 7 seconds isn't worth the APM and engineer investment, but you get my point. They're alive for about 30 seconds, then they're not too shabby. Let's speed everything up a little bit just as the chicken bot wanders into Kelly's range. Has he spotted it yet? He sees the radar signature, but he doesn't know what it is, so he hasn't flown over it. Or at least if he has flown over it, the radar is flickered off. But those ion blasts making quick work of a couple of parked interceptors, and will certainly have spotted that chicken bot now. Got some T3 units in support. Yeah, says Kelly. Oh no. A little bit harsh on himself, I think. Chicken bot getting into range of all of those base structures. One-shots, pretty much, a T3 power plant. A third one was being built. I let you win, says Kelly. Yeah, I think Kelly had a significant advantage. You can see he's actually still ahead on total mass, so Femboy on significantly lower resources, but made much better use of them, it seems. Thota just walking around. My favourite thing about the Thota is that it can fire basically at 2 different things at once. We didn't actually see what happened to that commander, which is a little bit annoying. Maybe a strap bomb sniper, or maybe just the sniper bots killed it. But yeah, that was a fun game, I think. Lots of raids and a chicken bot to finish everything out. Always lovely. So, with that, I will leave it there, I think. Enjoy the rest of your day, week, month, whatever. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the cast. What should Kelly have done to win this game? What should he have done to maintain the lead that he surely had in the mid-game? What do you think of the content? What do you think of Easter? I don't know. Just tell me what's on your mind. But I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.